Hello and welcome to realityfuturestrading.com. In today's video, I am going to be going over some of the differences between the Hawk Micro Scalper, the Falcon Swing Trader, as well as the Eagle Trend Trader, which all three put together is a part of the diversified trading systems that is offered at Indicator Warehouse. Now, DTS is a futures trading strategy that is designed for various instruments, various markets, as well as various market conditions. So let's go ahead and then let's take a look. Now, I'm doing this video for a guy over in Germany, and he asked what the big differences are. Well, to answer that question from the email, the biggest difference is going to be the amount of signals that you're going to get throughout the day. So let's go ahead and then let's take a look here. Okay, well, the first thing that I've done here is you're going to notice down where the times are, I've got 8:31. So I want to have a starting point basically for each one of my DTS birds. Now, the question in the email was, what is the big difference? Well, I'll tell you, the biggest difference, like I said, is going to be the number of signals that you are going to get. So let's take a look here at the Hawk Micro Scalper, and we can see that between 8:31 and the current time of 10:37, we've got quite a few signals here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to count these up. I've got 1, 2, 3, I have 4 valid signals that I got right here to the downside, and I've got my 5th signal here to the upside, which is valid. So in total, we got 5 signals over roughly a 2-hour period of time for our Hawk Micro Scalper. Now, the Hawk Micro Scalper is set up with a 6-tick mean Renko bar. Next thing I want to do, let's move over here to the Eagle Trend Trader, and let's count our valid signals here. Red filter, short entry triangle, and a short entry hash mark. We've only got 1 valid signal here, as opposed to the 5 that we got over here. Now, keep in mind, the Trend Trader is designed for just that. Trend trading, it's designed for anywhere from 1 to 4 moves a day, and market willing, they could be substantial moves. Whereas the Scalper is designed for taking more trades and then taking smaller profit targets. We suggest 5 ticks or $50 for the Scalper. Now, we do see this short signal right here. However, we do have a failed long signal, which this was not valid, as the soft edge is below the hard edge. And I invalidate these trades right here. I don't like to see the bar or price dipping into the band in order to take a trade. Now, according to the rules, it is a valid trade. However, one thing that I have noticed is anytime price dips up into the band like we're seeing right here, more than likely it's going to be a weaker move in that particular direction, and I pass on those. So for the Eagle, we only got 1 valid signal for a 2-hour period of time. Now, we can change that by changing the tick size of the mean Renko bar up here. However, I'm doing this demo with a 12 just to show you guys the difference between all 3 of the birds. Now, last but not least, let's go ahead and let's take a look at the Falcon Swing Trader. Again, we're starting at roughly 8:31. I have 1, I have 2, and I have 3 valid trade signals right here that I could have taken on the Falcon Swing Trader. So as you can see, that is the biggest difference between all 3 birds as far as signals goes. Now, please keep in mind that with DTS and each individual bird, the Hawk Micro Scalper, the Falcon Swing Trader, and the Eagle Trend Trader, one thing you need to keep in mind is that each one of these is a futures trading strategy within itself. The Hawk is designed for scalping. It's designed for taking more trades, but it's also designed for taking a smaller profit target. But as you can see here, if you had have taken this entry here, we definitely would have gotten more than 5 ticks CL413 today. Now the Eagle Trend Trader, same thing. This trade here would have netted us an easy 20-25 ticks without a problem. And again, if we look at our Falcon Swing Trader, this nice down move here lines up perfectly. This would have netted us 25-30 ticks on this particular move. So really, the big question is, and the one that I'm trying to answer here is, if I'm going to buy one bird, which bird would it be? I tell you, for me, my personal preference is the Eagle Trend Trader, and I like to play with the size of the bar. However, if you're looking for more signals, you'd want to take a look at the Hawk Micro Scalper. And again, with this futures trading strategy, you can change the bar size on this one as well if you like. Now you'll have to do your own back testing. All the testing that's been done on DTS has been done with a 6-tick mean bar on the Hawk, a 12-tick mean bar on the Eagle, and an 8-tick mean bar on the Falcon Swing Trader. So if you do change the bar sizes to either generate more or less signals, I strongly recommend you do your own homework on it, document your results, and then go from there. Now, the last thing that I want to point out is that DTS was designed for all three of these futures trading strategies to work together. And I'm going to give you just one example here. What I like to look for before I take a short trade on the Hawk or before I take a short trade on the Falcon, I like to see everything lining up on my Eagle Trend Trader. It's very clear here that we've got the hard edge on the top, the soft edge on the bottom. Price has just tapped the band right there. We've got our down signals. This is a very strong indication that we are in a downward moving market. That's just one example of how I use all three birds together. Well, all right. I hope you found this video to be informative. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at ray@realityfuturestrading.com. Thanks and have a great day.